Hello and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be taking you through my top 5 exercises for you to grow your biceps. Now, before I start, I need to say all of these exercises are actually curls. They're just different variations of curls. That is because, in my opinion, curls are the best way to train your biceps. It's pretty simple, really. This is because there are 4 things I'm looking for from an exercise when judging how good it is. How much of a stretch the muscle gets, how much of a contraction the muscle gets, how isolated the muscle is, and how heavy you can load the exercise. I prioritize isolation of those factors because I think if you isolate a muscle with an exercise, it has to respond to the training stimulus you're applying to it. You'll hear different things in the fitness industry. That's just my opinion. Some people will say you need to lift big weights to get big muscles, so they're prioritizing load. I think that if you do that and do large compound lifts with heavier weights, often your genetic strong points can take over and the muscle you're trying to hit, if it's genetic weak point, gets left behind. So you don't train it as effectively. That is why isolation for me is the #1 thing, because if that is the only muscle working, it has to adapt to the stimulus. Now, the reason that curls are so good is because they isolate the biceps fantastically and they have a great range of motion. So they have a full contraction and a full stretch on the muscle. So they tick 3 of the major boxes. The load varies depending on the variation, and you have 2 different heads to your bicep. So some variations will target more of the short head of the bicep, that's the peak of the bicep, and some will target more of the long head of the bicep, which is the bicep going all the way down your arm. So I would use some of these different variations in conjunction with each other to hit both of those heads. Fundamentally, the bicep will still contract as one and you will still hit both heads, but some variations will prioritize the short head and some will prioritize the long head. So without further ado, let's get to it. And coming in spot number 5 are hammer curls. Hammer curls are great because you can load them heavier than other variations of bicep curls. Having your wrists in a neutral position will allow you to lift more weight than a supinated position like most bicep curl training. Another benefit of hammer curls are that they will prioritize the long head of the bicep. Most of the other variations on this list prioritize the short head of the bicep because your hand's supinated. So if you're wanting to prioritize the long head of the bicep, you might want to train it in conjunction with some of the other exercises on this list. Hammer curls are a great way to vary up your bicep curl training. And coming in spot number 4 are regular dumbbell bicep curls. These are great because they can cater to whatever the most comfortable position for your wrist is. For me, when I train barbell curls, the barbell's too flat for me and it gives me wrist pain. But with dumbbells, because they're free weights, you can just turn them to whatever is most comfortable and effective for you. One thing that you absolutely need to watch out for when doing dumbbell curls is it is imperative you keep your elbows still when doing dumbbell curls. They should be fixed in space when you do your dumbbell curls. If you look from the side and your elbows are going backwards during the dumbbell curl, you are not training the biceps effectively. You're doing some sort of weird row. What you need to do is move your elbows in line with the front of your body, keep them fixed there, and then just curl. From that point onwards, from your elbows all the way down to your toes should be still. The only thing to move should be your forearms with the dumbbells, and your wrist shouldn't change angle either. That is the way that you're going to isolate your bicep most effectively. Having your arms in front of you so that the weight doesn't hang vertically down will keep tension on your bicep at the bottom, so you'll get a better stretch, and at the top you will get a fantastic contraction. The only thing that will happen is your shoulders will slightly get involved because they're basically doing the bottom portion of a front raise. So you might feel your shoulders when doing this variation. That's why it's not higher up on this list. There's some other variations that take care of that problem, but dumbbell curls are a fantastic variation, and the last strength is that you can use them in conjunction with hammer curls. So you can do your dumbbell curls until you can't do any more, and then pronate your wrists until they're neutral. That's where you're in your stronger position, and then continue to do hammer curls. I do this every time I train dumbbell curls. It's a particularly good synergy because dumbbell curls prioritize the short head of the bicep and hammer curls prioritize the long head of the bicep. So you will hit both heads the most effective way when doing that superset. But overall, the dumbbell bicep curl is a fantastic variation for the biceps. And coming in spot number 3 are concentration curls. Now these are a great variation because they address the weaknesses of the dumbbell curl variations, which is that you don't have to think of keeping your elbow fixed in position. There's no chance of it falling back because your leg is there to keep your elbow fixed in position and your shoulder can relax fully. It's not involved at all like it is in the dumbbell curl. The thing that is important to keep in mind when doing concentration curls is that you should lean back and not lean forward. If you lean forward in this exercise and allow your arm to drop all the way vertical, you will rest the bicep at the bottom. The weight is just again hanging down through your arm, and at the top you can't come all the way up and contract because your body's in the way. If you lean back, however, and don't allow the arm to drop vertical, there will still be tension on the bicep and you'll be able to come and contract all the way to the top. The only disadvantage with this exercise, I guess, is that it's single-armed, so that it will take more time. But for beginners, that is also actually a strength because you can take your time and think just about the bicep you're using. It will help you develop the mind-muscle connection. That's why it's called a concentration curl. And it also has the strength that you can combine it with the hammer curl variation. Like dumbbell curls, you can do concentration curls with an arm until you can't do anymore, and then pronate your wrist until it's neutral, and then just whack out more reps with hammer curls. Overall, concentration curls are a fantastic variation. And coming in spot number 2 are easy bar curls. These are similar to the dumbbell curl in that your wrists are in a comfortable position and they target the short head of the bicep. However, you can load easy bar curls heavier. This is because every time you use a fixed bar, you can always do heavier weights than individual arms. The same way that you can bench press more with a barbell than you can when you do a dumbbell press. So you can load the short head of the bicep more effectively. What you do need to watch out for is that you still pin your elbows to the front of your body when doing easy bar curls, but that extra load I find is a better payoff. And overall, easy bar curls are a fantastic exercise for your biceps. And coming in spot number 1 are preacher curls. These are fantastic because they address all of the weaknesses of any bicep curls. The first thing is that they put the bicep in the most effective spot for the stretch and contraction during the exercise. They also keep the elbow fixed in spot the best of all ways. Concentration curls kept the elbow fixed using your leg, but you still sort of have to think of your leg keeping them fixed in there, and inevitably your arms move a little bit in every variation of curls, except for preacher curls. If you slide the pad all the way up to your armpits and get your hands all the way on, your body can't move and affect the arm. The only thing that can move that weight is your bicep. If you only put the pad to the edge of your elbow, you are able to lean back with your body, and that will help. Your body shifting down will help leverage the weight up. Don't do that. Shift the pad all the way to your bicep, and then your body can't lean back. Like the tipping point is down here for the weight and the bicep. It doesn't do anything. You will isolate your biceps the best. You can train them with an easy bar curl, so you can load them heavier than dumbbell curl, or you can just do them with dumbbell curls, or you can do hammer curl variation to hit the long head of the bicep. Overall, preacher curls are the best exercise, in my opinion, for your biceps. Now, before I end, I will address one quick thing. There is a phase in the fitness industry that people are going through looking at Mike Mentzer's training methods, and he said that the reverse grip lat pull down is the best exercise for your biceps. I completely disagree with this. This is probably one of the things I disagree with the most of any statement made in the fitness industry. This involves your back so much. You can load it heavier than any of the exercises today, but that is because any pull down is primarily a back exercise if you think of driving your elbows down, but you'll just involve the whole of your back. You don't get the best stretch on your bicep at the bottom. You get a good contraction, but it is just, no, I don't know what he was thinking when he said that. I think there was some sort of study that was basically the people with the best biceps happened to do reverse grip pull downs. And I was like, I don't think that that's what gave them the best biceps. Anyway, probably shouldn't speak ill of old Uncle Mike, but I just very much don't agree with that. So if you were thinking of that as an exercise or any other bicep exercises, feel free to tell me in the comments that they're superior to anything today, including the preacher curl. I'm going to argue very strongly that they are not. If you like the video, drop it a like, comment, subscribe, click that bell, all that good stuff. There will be a link to my coaching services in the description. Go and check that out. If you don't want to have to program for yourself and look at the best exercises, if you just want a program that already has an optimal training plan for you, I will give you that and I will get you big biceps and any other muscles that you want. Hope you had enjoy the video and have a great day.